Muhammad Ali, more than a fighter. In the heart of segregated America, where a black child had little chance to rise, a boy named Cassius Marcellus Clay Jr. was born in Louisville, Kentucky. His journey did not begin in fame or glory. It began with pain, with a stolen bicycle, and with a desire to fight for what had been taken from him. He was just 12 when he first stepped into a boxing gym, not to become a champion, but to prepare for revenge. That anger, that fire, would soon be shaped into something far greater than violence. It would become purpose. By the time he was 18, he stood atop the Olympic podium in Rome, a gold medal around his neck. Yet, back in his own country, he couldn't even sit in a whites-only diner. That same gold medal was said to have been thrown into a river, a symbolic rejection of a country that cheered for his fists but rejected his skin. Then came his transformation. In 1964, after defeating Sonny Liston to become heavyweight champion of the world, he stood before the world and said, "I am no longer Cassius Clay. That was my slave name. I am Muhammad Ali." It wasn't just a name. It was a declaration of spiritual independence. When the U.S. government called him to serve in Vietnam, Ali made a decision that would shake the world. "I ain't got no quarrel with them Viet Cong. No Viet Cong ever called me Nhan Dan An Er." Those words cost him everything. He was stripped of his titles. His boxing license was revoked. He was sentenced to 5 years in prison. He lost millions in endorsements. And yet, he did not flinch. Because what he was defending was more than gold belts or victory parades. He was defending his principles. If I thought the war was going to bring freedom and equality to 22 million of my people, they wouldn't have to draft me. I'd join tomorrow. Years later, Ali returned to the ring, not as a broken man, but as a symbol of resilience. He fought George Foreman in Zaire in what became known as the Rumble in the Jungle. Against all odds, Ali didn't overpower Foreman. He outthought him. He leaned on the ropes. He absorbed punishment. He waited. And when the time was right, he struck. Only a man who knows what it's like to be beaten can reach down to the depths of his soul and come up with the will to win. Ali didn't just win back his title. He won back the world's respect. What made Muhammad Ali immortal wasn't only what he did inside the ring. It was what he gave back once he had conquered it. He traveled to war zones, negotiated peace, rescued hostages. He gave to the hungry. He inspired the silenced. He founded the Muhammad Ali Parkinson Center. Even when his voice was taken by illness, his presence continued to speak louder than words. Service to others is the rent you pay for your room here on earth. Muhammad Ali was more than a boxer. He was a rebel, a poet, a man of deep faith, a political voice, and a symbol of what it means to stand tall in the face of collapse. My voice, inspired by his. As I close the pages of his story, I feel compelled to open the pages of my own. Muhammad Ali was willing to lose everything for what he believed in. In my own journey, I've lost things too. Money, relationships, peace of mind. But I've learned, when you stand by your principles, when you walk through fire and keep walking, people who once doubted you will begin to listen. Not because you shouted louder, but because you didn't give up. I've never stepped into a boxing ring, but life has thrown its punches. I've fought with fear, with loneliness, with silence. And if there's one thing Ali taught me, it's this. Victory is not found in defeating others. True victory is in refusing to be defeated by your own doubts. So here I am, still standing, still fighting. Not to be a champion in the eyes of the world, but to be at peace when I look into my own.